Welcome back to Play-by-Play Sports Broadcasting Camps Radio. I'm your host, James Scott, here with George Elmore and Max Haber. Today, we're going to be talking about the NBA and who, if anyone, can threaten the reigning champions, the Nuggets. Don't forget to call our phone line, 1-800-SPORTS. That's 1-800-SPORTS if you have an opinion or a question you want to talk to us about. But we'll start with Max. Who do you think anyone can threaten this Nuggets team?
No, I don't. Quite frankly, I think this Nuggets team is perfectly built for these next few seasons. They have amazing chemistry, and they have the best player in the world in Nikola Jokic. They're an amazing team with an amazing talent. The roster built around them consists of Jamal Murray, Aaron Gordon, Kentavious Caldwell-Pope. If Bruce Brown comes back, they have some rookies. Christian Brown gave amazing minutes in the final and throughout their whole season. This team is perfectly built. Jamal Murray and Nikola Jokic, the two-man game is amazing, and we saw this year no one could even touch it. And the defense from Nikola Jokic, which has always been his quote-unquote bad part of his game, isn't even that bad. He's an above-average defender, and no one is able to stop him offensively. And Aaron Gordon is a perfect role player for this team. He's an amazing defender. He's a good leader. They have a veteran mentality and leadership throughout the team. And Michael Malone, Michael Malone, is an amazing coach for them. He rides the underdog spirits, which really helps this team and led them to this championship and most likely another one.
George?
I do like that Nuggets take, but only because the Nuggets have done something genius here. Nikola Jokic is still the best player in the world. There's no doubt about that. But the Milwaukee Bucks are doing something just like that. They're building around their star player, and their star player is a power forward, Giannis Antetokounmpo. It's easier to build around a center, but they're building so perfectly around Giannis Antetokounmpo. It's hard to really go against the Milwaukee Bucks. Drew Holiday, Chris Middleton to go around him, and then they're getting all this rookie talent. They're getting all of this talent bringing in. Like, they are just really loading up to be the one seed again, and hopefully Giannis doesn't get hurt.
They got knocked out in the first round, George.
The way I see it, there's only one true championship contender from last year that's gotten better this offseason, and that's going to be the Boston Celtics. Even though the Wizards were not a great team, so nobody really watched that much of them. Kristaps Porzingis quietly had a great season last year. He averaged 23 points and 8 rebounds, and now he's being added to this Celtics team, and he'll be a great piece. He will be able to fit around Tatum and Brown, that superstar duo, and they had to give up Marcus Smart, which is a tough loss, but honestly, I think that they gained so much more from this trade. But anyway, we have a caller. We have Jack on line 1.
So you guys are talking about some of the best players in the league, such as Nikola Jokic, Jason Tatum, Joel Embiid. I'm going to get to Joel Embiid in a second. Giannis Antetokounmpo. Joel Embiid and the 76ers have another one of the best players in the world, the reigning MVP. Why don't they take a route like the Nuggets and the Bucks and even the Celtics and build around their star player? Instead, try to build these teams that have other star players to coincide with them?
Well, honestly, I think that the super team era, it might not be over because we still see teams like the Suns doing things like trading for Bradley Beal, but it should be over. We've seen it doesn't work great. We saw the Nets, that thing totally failed. And as you mentioned, we saw like 2 years ago the Bucks won with Giannis, and they had great pieces around him, such as like Brook Lopez, Drew Holiday, Chris Middleton. The Nuggets have Jokic, and then he has his co-star Murray. But then after that, it's just a bunch of pieces that really fit well. And I do agree with you. That's what the 76ers need to do. Instead of trying to get a piece like Harden, they can keep Harden. I think they can keep Harden, but they need to build a better team around those two.
I think they did build a fairly good team around them. I kind of have a different take than James here. I don't think their star power is enough. You see with all these other teams, like we're saying, the Celtics, they have at least 2 amazing stars. I don't think you can say that about the Sixers. Embiid is amazing, obviously, reigning MVP. But he's disappeared in the playoffs every once in a while, and that's okay. Your best player can do that every once in a while, but they don't have anyone else to pick up the load. We saw Harden in some of these games just not be able to do anything. And when Embiid was injured. That's another big problem is Embiid's injury. So I don't think their stars are quite enough to build around. I think even if you try to build around them, they're not good enough talent to bring them to the NBA championship.
Yeah, my take is that Joel Embiid is definitely top 3 best player.
Yeah.
And I think that they just have to get rid of James Harden. They have to get rid of him because if you keep him, your salary's going to go crazy. It's going to suck. But if you get rid of him, your team's going to suck. So what do? Well, you have to get rid of him and then add on some more star power. That's just not James Harden because Harden's old. Harden isn't MVP Rockets Harden. It's just 76ers Harden. So you need to go out and get some more star power, different star power that's not James Harden.
All right. Anyway, that's all for now. We're going to head to the break. We'll be back soon. I'm James here again with George and Max.